Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. I know I just got off of here, but I wanted to do two videos tonight because they're completely unrelated. But this one's about wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan or know someone who is, tell them to watch this video. It's not going to be a long video. There's not going to be any dad jokes in this video. It's just going to be short and sweet to the point. Just a YouTube short video about wrestling and really about modern wrestling and older wrestling. Who would you have as what you would say the best wrestler from, let's say, the mid 70s up to the late 90s? And who would you have as the best wrestler from today? Who would you have as the best tag team from the late 70s to the late 90s? And who would you have as the best tag team from today? Who would you have as the best female wrestler from the 70s through the 90s? And who would you have as the best female wrestler from today? The reason why I ask those questions is because me and my man JJ over at Greenville Sports Media, and you can also contact him on the Greenville Sports Media Twitter page if you have Twitter. We're going to do this little thing where we're going to have two brackets. It's going to be from about 1974 through 2000, and then one is going to be 2000 through today, and it's going to be the best wrestler, the best female wrestler, the best tag team from those generations. So if you have any thoughts or comments, suggestions, any of that, I'd love to hear them either on my Facebook page if you're on Facebook, or you can comment on here on the Ref Brandon and Todd Family comment section, or you can comment on the Greenville Sports Media Twitter handle, which I believe is Greenville SM, if I'm not mistaken, if you're on Twitter. And you can be an old school wrestling fan, you can be a new school wrestling fan, or you can be just a wrestling fan in general. You don't have to know long description. And what I mean by that is, like modern day wrestling better, that's fine. Tell me what you think. Like old wrestling better, that's fine too. Tell me what you think. I don't want you to get on the comment section and say, well, I like Rick Rude and modern day wrestling sucks. I don't want you to get on the comment section and say, well, I like Cody Rhodes and wrestling back in the day is boring. I don't need to hear the negative comments. All I need to hear is, hey, I like this tag team. Hey, I like this wrestler. We're looking for positivity, trying to make this fun. And if you follow my channel on a regular basis or know me in person, you know I can't stand negativity in general. Why folks want to live a daily life and be negative all the time, I'll never understand. But all I want is feedback and comments on who you like. You can leave out all the negative stuff. Love wrestling in general, that's fine. It's wonderful. That makes it easier for me and my man JJ when you're just a wrestling fan, because you can comment who is the best from the 80s, who's the best today, because you've been around watching the whole time, whether you're old enough or you're just a wrestling enthusiast and wrestling lifer who just watches wrestling all the time. But if you like one generation better, that's fine. Just tell me who's better from that generation. Don't say, well, wrestling nowadays sucks, or wrestling back then sucked. I don't need to hear that. Just tell me who you like. Hey there, Papa Eric. Glad to have you here. So, who is your best wrestler from the last 25 years, and who would you say is the best wrestler from the previous 25 years? Who's the best tag team from the last 25 years, and who's the best tag team from the previous 25 years? Who's the best female wrestler the last 25 years? And who's the best female wrestler from the last previous 25 years? 777, are you a Ric Flair fan? Would you say Ric Flair was the best from the 70s, 80s, and 90s? Because a lot of people think Ric Flair is just the best wrestler of all time, because we're not necessarily looking at just wrestling, because yes, wrestling matters, but there are some guys that were popular that weren't the best wrestler, but they were pushed a lot crazy because they made their company, money, whether it was the gimmick, the look, whatever it was. And there were some guys that were phenomenal wrestlers, and just for whatever reason, the crowd just never got behind them, good or bad. So you just never seen the kind of talent they had. So don't necessarily look at just the in-ring wrestling, because since wrestling is entertainment, there's more to it than just wrestling. There's the gimmick, there's the look, music. It all goes together. So when you pick somebody, don't just pick them based on whether or not you thought they could wrestle. If they, like, I've never been a big Roman Reigns fan. Still not. Never have been. Roman Reigns is an average wrestler at best as far as in-ring ability. But at one time, he was top 5 and probably still is on merchandise sales. So if you're making the company money, that counts. Yeah, you might not be a great wrestler, but you're making the company money, and that's what counts, because it's all tied together. I'd love to hear your thoughts either on the comment section on here, on my Facebook page. If you're on Facebook, I respond to every comment I get on Facebook, or if you're on Twitter, you can comment on the Greenville Sports Media Twitter handle, which I believe is Greenville SM. And maybe later on in the week, we'll have some updates as far as what people think, because we're going to try to make it like a March Madness bracket where we, break it down elimination style, elimination based. But instead of me and JJ doing all the work, we're trying to get comments from wrestling fans on who you think should be on the list. So until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can't be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them.